In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the best way to play the classic Call of Duties in 2023. I personally have done extensive research on this subject. I've dusted off some of my old consoles. I went through the jungle of cords in my closet, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys the conclusion of my research. So I firmly believe that there are strengths in numbers. The more the merrier. When it comes to running into hackers, I feel like the PlayStation is kind of a wild, wild west. It didn't really get any kind of love when it comes to the server updates. On Xbox, there are still modded lobbies, but there's just so many more players on the Xbox right now. If you do run into a modded lobby, you can just back out, go right back in, find a game, and get into a different lobby. On PlayStation, if you back out of a lobby and try to join it really quickly, you got to get put into that lobby 100 times in a row. And that's unfortunate for the PlayStation Nation, and it hurts me to say that. But back in the day, Xbox was the better place to play, and especially now that Microsoft has bought Activision. Now, I do have a PlayStation 3 right here. Unfortunately, it is not backwards compatible. If you had the fat PlayStation original version, you could play PS2 games, but that doesn't really help us play the classic Call of Duties right now. The Xbox One and the Xbox Series S and X all have backwards compatibility, and that's just going to improve the amount of players, and the more the merrier when it comes to gaming online, especially nowadays with these classic Call of Duties. So I would say the PlayStation is probably the cheapest way to play if you have a PS3 available and the old disc, just because you don't have to buy the online service, Xbox Live or the PlayStation equivalent. But all the influencers are playing on Xbox right now simply because PlayStation has HDCP, high definition copyright protection, because it had the Blu-ray back in the day. But if you wanted to record games, there was like a workaround that you had to do. It was annoying. There was a slight barrier to entry. It's not impossible to do, but it's just not worth it. The Xbox is plug and play, and it's a lot easier to do so. Now, personally, I'm playing on the Xbox Series S or X, whatever the new one that looks like a refrigerator is. I personally enjoyed that because I could download every single Call of Duty from COD 2 to Advanced Warfare, and I still have a slight amount of storage left. I did just purchase a Xbox 360 500 gigabit version so I can download my favorite CODs. I do have a bunch of the discs for the classic CODs on Xbox, and obviously you can just put those into the 360. The new Series S or X, whatever it's called, doesn't have a disc slot, so I had to download them. But yeah, so that's something to consider if you have an old Xbox laying around. I have one back here that's 120 gigs, so I can download one or two of the classic CODs, and then, or you can download like half of Warzone, I guess nowadays, and then you're filled up. So keep in mind, like, some of these old discs are battle scarred. They have seen hell and back, and they might not work as smoothly. There might be some skipping and stuff like that. So I prefer to download them. Now, if you are a PlayStation player like myself, there is some good news. I feel like the PlayStation controller molded my hands like those people with the rings on their neck and they have a big old neck. I have a little object here, and I'm going to include this link in the description. I'm not sponsored by them, but it works really good. It's called a Wingman Converter. And basically, you can use your PlayStation controller on the Xbox. There's no input lag. That's where I got the nuke the other day from. That's what I've been playing on the last few gameplays that you see, and it's made a big difference for me. The only problem is you can't use your mic into the controller, but that's not the biggest deal in the world. I do want to, Kenneth and talk some trash and high roller wager matches. We're going to have to figure out a workaround for that. So there are rumors that the Xbox 360 is not being emulated, like the newer consoles for the Xbox kind of emulate the old Call of Duties, and there's like this input lag. But over the last few days, I feel like it's got a little bit better and better. I am looking forward to trying out the Xbox 360 and seeing if it's good. Now, I do have an Xbox One as well, which does have the disc. It does have decent amount of storage, so you can definitely play on that. I just had this Xbox Series X or S laying around. I'm like, what am I doing? It's still in the box. I wanted to open it and actually use it. And I think, the storage is good. There's a lot of different options if you're on the Xbox. I think all of them work. It depends on your preference. It depends on your budget. It depends what you got laying around. I would consider, like, you don't have to spend money on it. I bought this Xbox on eBay. It has, the box. It's a Call of Duty, the Ghost version. So that's kind of cool, right? But if you see in the background, I also do like collecting the vintage games, and I kind of felt silly that I didn't have a great Xbox, even though I have all these Call of Duty games and stuff. So personally, I do like having the vintage games, so that's why I bought the Xbox 360. But with this converter and with all the storage space, I like the new one. But if you have a low budget, you can also go to garage sales. Someone's selling an Xbox 360 probably for $20 or something. I bought this 500 gig version for I think 140 plus 20 shipping, and it comes with the cords in the box and stuff. Maybe I could have got it less if I went to a garage sale, but I just didn't want to deal with people. And maybe your buddies have one laying around that hasn't been used in a decade. You could probably get it for free. And if you're at a garage sale, they don't have a Call of Duty disc for sale and they had an Xbox, they're just weird. Like, everyone has a Call of Duty game when it comes to the old Xboxes, I would assume, just because of how powerful and popular it was back in the day. So yeah, I think my preferred way to play is download the games digitally. They're about $20 each. I know they still sell some of the Game of the Year editions on Amazon and GameStop and stuff like that for $20 or something each. It's kind of cool to have the disc and stuff. But there's a few different ways to play. I think they all go down to the Xbox and your personal preference. If you had unlimited budget, I think the Xbox 360 is actually a little bit better and you can get a slight advantage. So I'm going to be experimenting with that, but right now I'm kind of lazy and I just like my current setup. It's working. If it's not broke, don't fix it. I personally hate technology, unplugging it and plugging it back in just to get it to work. And there's a few extra steps when it comes to recording content, but I don't think a lot of you guys are YouTubers and stuff. So maybe that's just something that I'm going through personally, and it is what it is. That's part of the struggle. So hard to be a Call of Duty YouTuber in 2023 from the PlayStation Nation. Anyways, guys, I think that's basically it. I would just download the games. They're always going to work. If you don't have a big storage, you got to pick one or two CODs that you really like. In my opinion, it's got to be Modern Warfare 2 and Black Ops 1 with maybe you have the disc of Modern Warfare 3. The newer discs are got to be a lot easier to find than the older ones. They're starting to become collectibles. I don't think necessarily that you got to get a premium like these games back here, the N64 games. They're like $100 each. New, they were like $60 each. So like this Black Ops 2 disc, there's no premium on it. So I would rather get the disc version of new ones because they're cheaper, and then download the old ones just so you have them on deck, ready to go. So yeah, what else? I don't really see anything else. My research has concluded that the Xbox 360 is probably the best way to go, but if you want convenience, I would get some of the newer Xboxes if you have them. Basically, it depends on your budget. Like, you don't want to spend $300 to play the new or the old CODs. That seems a little wild. I don't know if it's worth, to me, it's worth it. What? Do you see this? Is this a spider? Did a spider come from my old COD games? Okay, it's a fuzzy. Jeez. Whew. I thought I dusted off some of these consoles and there was a family of spiders living in it. And disturbed it, and it was coming to get me. So yeah, I have all these damn consoles here. It's a damn mess in my room. I'm in shambles right now, but I've been so addicted to Call of Duty, and thank you guys for the love and support on these videos. I'm gonna keep it up. Man, I kind of want to, like, I'm such a nerd that I need every single slight advantage, and I think the Xbox 360, it just came in today, and I did say I did extensive research. I haven't played the Xbox 360, but I've heard the rumors that the 360 is a little bit smoother when it comes to the connection, and it's not emulating, and there's no input lag and stuff like that. But honestly, I haven't been feeling it recently, and especially if you play with all players that are on the new consoles, the 360, it doesn't matter because everyone's on the same playing field. But if you're on that different playing field, like if you had a host back in the day in Call of Duty, you had a slight advantage, and it was a big deal. When you're a good player, you could take advantage of that tremendously. So I think that, my dogs are sick of me talking right now. I'm going to end this video. I will try some Xbox 360 gameplay. I'll probably do that in the next video. I wouldn't, but the quality has been so good on these last few videos. I don't know if the Xbox Series S has better quality, or that's just because I have a better capture card and I'm recording in a higher definition than I was, 10 years ago when it came to the Xbox and the PS3. And then again, PS3, you had to do some stupid workarounds, and it was just annoying, and it lowered the quality. So, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. I mean, I did 12 minutes on this, and I could have probably made it in 30 seconds, but I just wanted to go kind of in depth on all the different researchers and different routes. At the end of the day, I think if you have the discs, this might be the best version. If you don't have any discs and you have the Xbox Series S, you can download them all. If you have an Xbox 360, that's the cheapest place to play. And then PlayStation 3, I mean, Godspeed. Good luck. That's going to conclude my research on this very important topic. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, and I'll check you out tomorrow with another Call of Duty video. Peace.